Hello, everyone. Welcome to Movie Night, the night where we talk about movies. Tonight, we are talking about Christopher Nolan movies, best to worst ranked. And we have Uncanny here, who has decided to uncover his face today. Hello,
Sort of.
Uncanny.
Hello. I'm not, in fact, a soda can, but I am, in fact, just a net gator and a pair of glasses.
Yes, and you look like a terrorist, but that's okay. That's all right, guys, because
We do not condone terrorism on the
no,
Hayhoe Studios podcast.
no, especially not in the Hayhoe Studios podcast, which is now on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and where else? And anywhere else podcasts are. So, yes, none of us condone that at Hayhoe Studios, HAYHOE Studios. But guys, tune in because it's movie night, baby. It's movie night,
Moving on,
baby.
baby.
All right, guys, ready? Let's go in for the show. Here we go.
It's movie night, baby, movie. Movie night, baby. 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 Watch a movie and we talk about it. Then we talk about it on the show. Watch a movie and we talk about it. Then we talk about it on the show. Movie night. Movie night, baby. 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 Hey ho, and I guess what I do. Oh, movie night on YouTube. Hey ho, and I guess what I do. Oh, movie night on YouTube. Ooh, babe. Movie night, baby. 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 It's movie night, baby. It's movie night, baby. 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 Movie night, baby.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning into Movie Night, the night where we talk about movies. I'm your host, Tmaine, Hayhoe, filmmaker, and this is the co-host for the Fridays, Uncanny. Welcome, Uncanny. You have shown a face reveal, or at least a half face reveal.
What up?
Hello. Well, what up? He's too cool.
Hey.
Guys. He's too cool.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, good.
You're not too cool. You're just the right amount of cool.
Okay, well, thank you for that, I guess. well, okay. So Christopher Nolan, everyone, all the filmmakers, all the film nerds talk about Christopher Nolan. They debate about them, and that's what we're gonna do tonight. Like, we're going to debate about Christopher Nolan, talk about his best movies. I have seen. Okay, so we have to talk about, like, because I have seen every single one of his movies, including The Following, which is his first student film. I have seen that movie, so I have seen all of the movies, but you haven't seen all of them, correct?
I have not seen all of them.
Okay, so we're gonna rank. We're gonna rank from what the ones that you've seen, right? And then I guess I have a list of ones that include the ones that you haven't seen. So, yeah.
I did watch Dunkirk, though. I did have
Okay.
time to do that.
Okay, so you watched Dunkirk. So, okay, first off, let's just say, which ones have you not seen of Christopher Nolan, so we can narrow it down.
All right. So I pulled up a list I'm looking at on my computer. I have not seen probably about half. So Oppenheimer, Tenet, Insomnia, Memento, and Christopher Nolan's Following, if that's a movie.
Christopher Nolan. Yeah, Following is his first movie. Following.
Okay.
It's in black and white, and yeah.
So yeah, about half of them I haven't seen, but I
Okay.
have seen the other half. So
Okay. So we can talk about the other half of these movies, and yeah, I don't see why not. Okay. So you saw what movies did you see? So just saw Dunkirk. Why does
yep,
this? Okay. Nice. Nice. Okay. So what are your
technical
thoughts?
difficulties.
Yeah, no, I just there's a window that keeps popping up for no reason, and it is really annoying. But it's okay. No worries. No one cares.
Your computer's shocked that I'm on camera.
You're right. Exactly. It keeps putting up Teams for Skype, which makes no sense. I've never opened that in my life. So, um, yeah. Okay. So Dunkirk. Okay. So what do you think? Okay. First off, let's rank. I guess let's rank our Christopher Nolan movies, and then we can talk about Dunkirk as the rank goes on. Right. So
Okay, sounds good. All right, so my number one is without a doubt The Dark Knight.
why do you go right to number one?
I'm
Do you not
sorry.
know that we have to build up to number one? Why do you?
I
Why do you
mean,
go
my number
straight
one
to?
worst favorite. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't write them all down in a list yet, and I started at number one, and that's why.
Okay, well, we have to start at number 10, guys. We start it down and we go up. We go down. We
Okay,
start with the
okay,
worst and go up. Okay, okay.
all
I
right,
want to
all
go
right,
up. You gotta build
all
up
right.
the
So,
whole episode. You don't can't blow your whole.
okay, so my
Yeah.
least favorite of the ones I've seen, and I don't know what numbers this is. It might be like number seven.
Okay.
Is The Dark Knight Rises.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
So
Okay.
that
Let's talk
one's
about
the
Dark Knight
least
Rises.
favorite of the ones I've seen.
Yes. Okay. So why is that? Why is that? Let's talk about Dark Knight Rises for a minute right here.
Okay, so Dark Knight Rises is now one reason why is because it is built on the backs of giants, right? Dark Knight 1. So Batman Begins is the first of the trilogy, right?
Yeah.
And Nolan redoes Batman in such a like even though I know Batman Begins isn't one of people's favorites, it is such a good movie.
Hmm.
Like the themes, the style. Like when I say Batman, most of the time I'm like, okay, he's some rich dude who runs around in tights and like has a lot of money, right? Like so he's like,
Yeah.
oh, I drive around in a tank in an armored car, and I'm like. Well, I mean, you're like a billionaire, right? So, like, okay, like, whatever. That's like, a minute's worth of wealth to you or something. But like the way that he does Batman and Batman Begins is so cool because you see like Batman abandons all of his the stuff that people think of when they think of Batman, right? They think the money, the mansion, the suave suits, like the he's like he basically goes and like becomes like a wandering fighting hobo around the world, right? And then he has Ra's al Ghul, takes him up as his like Liam Neeson, and
Yeah.
even like this is like Liam Neeson is Ra's al Ghul. Now, when we meet the guy who's the fake Ra's al Ghul, oh yeah, spoiler alerts, right? Like this whole episode, we can't really talk about why they're good or like not as good without talking about them, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so Ra's al Ghul, he's like this Asian dude, and he's like in I don't know China or something, and you're like okay, and then he's like no, Liam Neeson is Ra's al Ghul, and you're like so they're just gonna play this straight like Liam Neeson, this like Scottish guy has the name Ra's al Ghul, that's his name, just complete straight right, and it's like some twists are really good because it's like
Wait,
there's like little
we're talking about Batman
breadcrumbs.
Begins though, right? Because you said
Yes.
Batman. Okay, because you said Dark Knight Rise was your lowest.
Yes, yes. Sorry, sorry.
Okay.
All right, I'll get
Okay.
back on track. I love that
Okay.
movie. We'll talk about that one later.
Okay.
So it's like this, like it is on like the shoulders of giants, right? And then like Dark Knight, the middle of the trilogy,
Yeah.
with Joker is just one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like Christopher
I
Nolan
agree.
or not Christopher Nolan, right?
Absolutely.
And then you have Dark Knight Rises, and it's like you have Bane, And you're like,
Yeah.
okay, this dude's wearing like a alien face sucker mask, which is
Kind of
kind
like
of
you, what
weird.
you are, kind of what you're wearing.
A little bit. I'm not that fancy. I'm not that eccentric. I'm like one of the henchmen, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and so like, and his voice is like, yes, this is the plot, and you're like, this is the least threatening voice I've ever heard in my life.
Thank you. No, 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 no. Not only that, he's at the stock market and he's like, "We're gonna take the stock and we're gonna give it to you, the people."
The people,
The
and you're like,
people. It's
well,
like
didn't you just download all of this money? Which I don't even know how that works, but
it's
let's just
right.
say it
Like,
worked.
like I'm so intimidated by this guy who's gonna give everybody the money from the stock market from the rich people. Like I'm supposed to be. I'm so scared. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna take it from the rich people, and give it to you, the
Well,
people."
and that's not the only time that happens, right? So like they at one point they steal all of the tanks that Batman uses, right?
Yes.
And then they blow a giant hole in Gotham prison.
Right.
And then he gives a stump speech where he's like, I have freed the people to control the city. And you're like, you just you just released all of the violent felons of Gotham, gave them AK-47s, and they're the people now. Like, it really is like it's like if Batman Begins is a movie about the morality of like uh what's it called like where you basically make things worse and worse so that they collapse faster, accelerationism, right? Because that's
Okay.
what it is about, right? It's like Ra's al Ghul is basically trying to accelerate Gotham into imploding on itself instead of keeping it alive and decadent and terrible. The second movie is about the like chaos versus order and like which one is truly can be more evil and basically the whole Joker's thing is, and this comes from the Batman comics, right?
Yeah.
Is Joker is trying to prove that every person is self-interested and that if they're pushed to the point of their own doom they will choose to sacrifice someone else.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Which is a very
W-
good existential crisis question. It's a very good question where it's like, well,
yes.
what will you do when it comes to money? Like, oh,
and
oh,
and
do you know how he
and like the
died? He squealed before he died. You know, it's like, oh wow. You know.
well, and even the idea of like, the whole choice of having to choose between Rachel and Harvey Dent, right? Like all of this is basically around like they are, and they say it in the movie, which is you. It doesn't come off too on the nose. Sometimes movies do this, and it does. But like they're fighting for the soul of Gotham, right? Like which will prevail, self interest and lawlessness, and or higher purpose and like order, right? And they even point out kind of like there are some things in order that are bad, and some things in chaos that can potentially be good, right? Um, the Dark Knight Rises is like, so what if we make all of the communists just literal felons and then they hold a communist revolution, except for it's not really. And it's like,
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I know, my net gator might tempt you to think otherwise. I am not a commie in any way. I'm not an anarchist. I'm a very big fan of order, right? But um but like that's just the dumbest kind of way to go about, right? Because like at the end they have this big old heroic battle, like it's Lord of the Rings style. Like the cops get freed from the underground and they go charging without any guns against a bunch of felons that all have tanks and AK
Right,
47s
and they're
and
like, "Hey, what do we do?" Like, "Oh yeah, all the cops need to go down into the sewer." It's like,
all of them.
okay, yeah, all yeah. Let's put that sounds like a great idea. Let's put all of the cops in the sewer. Let's just put them all in there. Yeah, what could go wrong? I mean, I don't see anything that could go wrong there, right?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, right. So like Dark Knight versus Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight Rises, Bane could have been that big villain. It could have been that huge detrimental villain he wasn't. And instead of being this big, because in the comics he's this big roided out like crazy
Oh yeah.
huge guy monster, and like yeah he's jacked, but he's not roided out jacked in this movie. He wasn't the Bane from the comics, and if you even look at like Batman, if you look at the Batman animated series, the Bane in Batman animated series is 100 times more interesting than this Bane that we saw
Well,
here.
and it's like it's because the Bane, from I'm not a big comic book guy, but just from what I've gathered through my years of life, right, is Bane in the comic books is like he's like he the mask pumps him full of basically experimental, like you said, roids, right? Like he is roid rage. Like that is what he is.
Yes.
So like if you break off his mask, he gets weaker because he doesn't have that constant flow of chemicals.
Mhm.
This Bane, he like smacks the mask a little bit, and Bane is like, "Oh no, I can't move." Right? Like
Right, yeah, it becomes comical. He's like, "Oh," and then he's like, "Oh, we're gonna take the money from them to give it to you, the people." It's like
and
this
it's
is
like
not a bad. This is not what a bad guy does. Is give
well,
money.
and the thing too is like, so I read this article once, and it was basically about how this movie came out. When did that come out? 2012. So the Dark Knight Rises came out a couple of years after the Occupy Wall Street thing, right? And
Yeah.
like the you kind of see Christopher Nolan, and this is too bad because I really do think he's a good writer and director, but he kind of like takes the smoothest brain possible argument, right? So like I'm anti, once again, I can't say this enough. I'm anti-commie, right? Like I do not want the revolution, right?
You might look like you're part of the revolution.
No, 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 no. I right. I'm like I'm so like I'm definitely not that. But if you're gonna write a story where you have somebody representing an idea, right? Is you want to do what's called a steel man of that, which is you put the best argument forward for your opponent, right? So like with Joker, he used a list line in the movie where he says, when he's talking to Harvey Dent after he becomes Two Face, right? His face gets burned on one side. And he says, "Do I look like a man with a plan to you?"
Right. Yeah.
Right? Which, by the way, amazing line.
Great line.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
the
Which the
great
answer is
irony
no.
is
The answer is no. He does not look
he
like a
doesn't
man
look
with a
like
plan.
it, but in reality, he actually
He
is the
is.
best schemer ever.
Right. 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 Right.
Like even his words, every single word that he uses is calculated. He is as calculated as Batman,
Mhm.
but he represents a different idea, and his idea is this: is like Batman represents kind of like almost kind of like a lack of order, but in a good way, right? It's kind of like when you live in like a system that is so bureaucratic or so like oppressive, and there's no way to improve it through the system itself, is like people will act outside the system to do good things because they can't do them within that constraints. Joker's the flip side of that, which is Joker breaks the mob bosses, right? Like better than Batman ever could. He literally kills some of them and then like burns all their money and is like, "Listen, I'm the one in charge now, and we're gonna make things crazy." Like that's so like he breaks like Batman breaks like the kind of like the corrupt order by doing good outside of it, and Joker breaks the corrupt order by basically um like making it more evil than the evil order wants to be.
Right.
So like so, but those are like that's like the anarchy kind of versus like the system kind of thing. But Joker, he's obviously like a nihilist, and he's obviously like crazy and homicidal. But he makes really good points, which is there's a decent chance. And if you recall, there was the two boats at the end, right? Sorry, we're getting into Batman or to Dark Knight Rises, but
Yeah.
like the two boats, right? And like you'd think that the prisoners would blow up the boat full of innocent people.
Right.
And you'd
They
think that
don't.
the upstanding citizens would blow up the boat full of convict, or wouldn't blow up the boat full of convicts because they're good people. And yet neither of them do at all. And like, but there's a good chance that Joker absolutely would have been right, and that one of them would have, went and played the game theory in the way that would best benefit them. So
Right. Okay,
so
so but but
that's
but going back to
yeah.
Dark Knight Rises though.
Go
This is Dark Knight Rises.
yes.
Yeah. So
So
as
is
Nolan's movie, you would say that as his weakest piece of work. You would say.
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I also think I think that the ideas like you have to suspend your belief a little bit no matter what, right? Like in all of
Oh, in
Nolan's
all of his movies.
movies.
Oh, in every single one of them. Yeah.
But um I I just it's like I find the technology that he is implementing as plot points are kind of ridiculous even in his own world that he set up. Like Catwoman is motivated that she wants to quit the life of crime, but she needs to get a record sweeper that's a computer program that erases your records. But how would that work with like paper records?
Yeah, right. It's stuff like that where I don't. Who knows? Who cares? It's
And yeah,
that's a
it's like, and or
nominal.
like we're gonna download the stock market into this MacBook Pro. Like it's just, it's like it's a little too like, I don't know. It just doesn't really seem to make much sense, like these plot points that he's using, and I think the movie is kind of long. There reaches a point where Batman is like in a hole in Hungary or
Mhm.
Poland or something,
Right. Yeah. No, he is.
and 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 like
And
there's just like
then
this
he gets out. He
slow.
gets out pretty easily.
Well, I mean, the fact that once again, like his back heals without surgery after being snapped in half. Because they yank him up on a rope, like
Right. Well,
it's a
okay.
back is not a shoulder.
Okay. So Dark Knight Rises. Here's my gripe with Dark Knight Rises. You don't. Okay. Yes, the Dark Knight rises, but he doesn't until like 2 hours into the movie. So it's like we
Yes,
don't even see Batman until the last hour of the movie, and it's by then it's like okay, finally we see Batman, right? Because he's like, oh, he's injured. Oh, he goes back to the
he's
to
out of the
train.
game.
He's out of the game, right? And it's like, okay, that's what happens with every superhero. Every superhero loses their powers, and then oh my god, what are they gonna do? Oh, then they regain their power. They regain their power somehow magically, right? So which is what he did. So he regained his powers magically. Now he's Batman again, and he can do it. So that's my biggest gripe. And then it's like, okay, you got Bane is the only bad guy. Oh, you, the people. It's like, all right, they've got the football game and everything. And this is after he directed Dark Knight, dude. This is after Dark Knight, dude. Like, I mean, he made
It's a very
Interstellar.
weak performance in a great
It's after
trilogy.
Interstellar too. He made Interstellar and then he made this movie. It's like, dude, how do you make these movies and then make this movie? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's just and it's also like it gets boring and it's too long. That's the other thing too.
Yeah.
Is like all the Batman trilogy movies are kind of long, but there reaches a point in the Dark Knight Rises where the Bane and the Fate and the commies take over, and then there's like in 6 months we're gonna detonate a nuclear bomb, and like Batman's with has a broken back in a hole in Eastern Europe, and you're just like it's like I feel like the people in the movie are just biding time,
The
and
people.
and all the cops are just chilling in the sewers, right? Like I feel like everyone's just basically like looking at their clock going, okay, so the plot needs to hit a climax in 3 more months. So yeah, I mean, you know what I mean, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not the
yeah.
only one who thinks that, right?
Right. No, no, totally not. And that's the thing. It's like it was a missed opportunity, I think, because I don't know. It's tough. If you're a filmmaker, you have to make great movies, and then he made Inception in between, and then he make this movie. It's like what is happening? You know what I mean? It's like what is happening? So okay, so you had Dark Knight Rises as your bottom. What did you have up next after that?
All right. The next one that I have is, I would probably say The Prestige.
Okay, okay,
I like The Prestige. I
okay,
love Hugh Jackman. He does great
okay.
in it. It's just, it is interesting. It's just, do you know the film The Illusionist with
Yes,
Edward Norton?
yes, 100%.
I feel like Prestige is like The Illusionist, but I like it less than The Illusionist.
Yes, I was. Yes, yes, that's exactly how I describe it. The Illusionist versus Prestige. Like I'm like the Illusionist is like the Prestige, except a lot better. And the Prestige is
Yes.
yeah, and the Prestige is a lot like the Illusionist, except not as good. Like that's that's literally how I say it. Because the Illusion, they both came out the same exact time. They both came out, and I saw the Illusionist first, and I was like, oh wow, I was blown away by the
So
Illusionist.
good. We just watched it
So,
the other day on TV too.
oh wow, yeah, it's so good. Edward Norton is so good, and Jessica Biel is great, and then you have the Prestige, and it's a great concept. It's a great concept for a movie, and but again, it sucks that they both came out at the same time because they're always going to be compared next to each other, right? And I'm
Yep.
like, okay, dude, well, Prestige is not as good as the Illusionist is a better movie. I'm sorry, it's a better movie. It's a better movie. I'm sorry, it's a better movie.
It is. And one of the things that I like, and I won't go on a whole rant about it, but one of the things that I like about the Illusionist is not just that I think that I do think the plot is better, but it's interesting because I feel like they took a risk. They put it in like late 19th century Austria, which
Right, so
which is like
absurd.
nobody, I mean, like Austria is really cool. I love history, and Austria is like a
Yeah,
really fascinating history, and
yes,
like,
it is.
and nobody ever, and it's not like it's like far to the east. It's Central Europe. It's right next to, it's next to Germany and France and Italy, right? Nobody ever makes any movies placed in that time, and so it's like got a little bit of a uniqueness factor of like, wow, like this is really cool. This is like something you don't see every day.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so yeah, and I don't know where that like the timeline of making that movie was, whether it was like he was always planning on making it that time, then Illusionist plan they just happened to come out on the same time, the same subject matter, you know. Um, but it is interesting, hearing that, especially with timing and with these guys. So okay, so your next movie, I don't know what you're writing down. It's making me nervous. It's fine. Okay.
Sorry, I'm finishing up actually writing my list down.
Mm.
Um, okay, my next one is Dunkirk. So this is about middle of the list now, right? Lower end of
You
middle.
just saw Dunkirk. You just saw it last night.
I did. It's really good. I think the challenging part about Dunkirk is, and I'm not surprised that it's like this because it is Christopher Nolan, right? He's known for kind of pushing the boundaries of style and storytelling. It's not like any other war movie that I've ever seen. Like Saving Private Ryan, or like, kind of, your favorite Forrest Gump, right? Like, it's
Yeah. Yeah, it's my absolute favorite. Forrest Gump, the greatest movie of all time.
but
Which
it is interesting. Like the first half, kind of, I was having a challenge of kind of following it because there's not like a scene that sets up what's going on, right? Like the British kid is like running away, he's getting shot up by the Germans, he finds the French, he goes to the beach, and everyone's just waiting to die, right? Like that's basically, I mean, let's be real, that's what it was. And that's historically accurate, right?
yeah, right.
Um and it's actually interesting. I had to stop this movie a couple times to tell Alyssa, to tell my wife about about the history behind it, because the movie doesn't
I
do
bet
a
she
lot with
loved that.
that.
Did she love that?
She kind of, after like the second or third time I stopped the movie, she kind of had the look in the eye like, all right, nerd, it's time to just watch this movie. So,
Right.
but um, so it was really cool. I did like it. And once about halfway through the movie, once they stopped doing time skips as much, and I started to see how all the different plots kind of start to coalesce. It's really cool. So I think that the beginning's a little rough for me. The middle and then up to the end is really good.
Okay.
It's not too long, right? Which is interesting because there is kind of this dread of like this slow dread throughout the movie. Because like people keep saying this, and it's true. It's like I can see England. It's right
Right.
there.
Right. 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 Exactly.
um. So and I liked it. I think that they did a really good job. I was kind of a little disappointed for about 3/5 of the movie, because one of the big things with Dunkirk is that like so many like British people hopped in their little dinghies and basically went into a war zone, right? Like these aren't trained Navy sailors, or they're just like old man McAllister. Right. So like, but then you see the scene where he does kind of, because you follow the one old man and his son's friend. And then you kind of see, but then you see all the boats, and you do get this swelling of just like, I'm not even British, right? And I felt pride like at that. Like that's just such a human, an act of like camaraderie and brotherly, like familial love.
Right.
So
Yeah. No, exactly. No, you're right. You're right.
I liked it, and Christopher Nolan did a great job with the costume pieces for like that time period. He avoided doing the thing that I despise probably most of all in a lot of movies, having to deal with history. And we talked about this when we talked about Sinners. He did not bring any modern language
Oh, yeah.
back in time.
Or music. Or music.
Or music. He didn't bring
Yeah.
any music or language. There weren't any mannerisms. Like these people acted as mid-century Brits would, as opposed to modern Californians pretending to be British.
Dude, Sinners was so terrible. Like, yo, girl, I'm gonna break you off. It's like, okay, what? Like this is supposed to be early 1900s. What is happening here? Yeah, and then it gets a bunch of Oscars nominations. Okay,
No, record breaking.
yeah, record breaking. Yeah,
Like, and here's the thing: I love, not only do I love to study history, but I love old old people music. Like,
yeah.
so
So do
do
I.
you know how Spotify at the end of the year it does like the what music age are you?
Yes. Which, by the way, can we talk just 1 second?
Yes.
We are now on Spotify. Movie night is now
Yes.
on Spotify, baby. Guys, we are on Spotify. So you can go to Spotify.com and search movie night, Hayhoe Studios, and you will find us. And yes, it is awesome. We are on Spotify and Amazon and Apple Music and iHeartRadio. So anywhere you find podcasts, you can find movie night, baby.
You can see me back in my soda can days.
Yes, exactly. Back to those days. Yes.
Well,
Way, way back.
literally a week ago.
Way, way back. Way, way back.
But
Yes. Anyway.
so my just really quickly, because I think this is funny. My Spotify age from my music listening last year, 2025, was 84 years old.
Holy moly. So you're a little bit young for your age. You're a little bit young.
I know I look pretty good for 84,
You
right?
do.
Like,
You do.
but so like when you listen to music, right? Like, and I don't just listen to like
We
a
listen to
one
music,
CD,
right? Okay, all right,
right? It's
okay.
true.
You're gonna listen to
Well,
music, okay, all right, all right.
but like music reflects the lingo of the day, right? Because it not only reflects what people will understand, because that's why you put it in songs, but also it forms the language that people use because they listen to the music and then they say those things. And there is nothing like the crassness that you in like music of that period that you hear in that movie. Like
You're
you
absolutely
don't.
right.
And like it's not that people didn't make dirty jokes. They absolutely did. Like Shakespeare is famous for like having a whole bunch of phallic jokes, right? Um but like it was disguised, and it was because there was a certain sense of public decency, right? And also public decency laws. Like
Right. Right.
so and Dunkirk didn't do that at all. Dunkirk was like Christopher Nolan played it straight. He's like, "No, this is a movie about like most of the soldiers were Saxon, right, or Scottish or Irish or something. You know,
Hmm.
they were well, they were pasty skinned, and that's because most of the population of England in World War II was a bunch of pasty people, and
That's
you know,
true.
statistically, it still is today, right? So it wasn't like this thing of like Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, where it's like every character pool of characters just looks like we grabbed them off of downtown Los Angeles.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And this was 2017, so this was like right in the middle of kind of like that kind of sentiment in Hollywood at the heyday of it, right? And I am happy that Christopher Nolan like points to him. He did not kowtow to that. He made a real movie
Hmm.
based in a historical event.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. He did it, and a lot of people liked it, and it's a good movie.
It
So
is a good movie.
it is good. Okay. So coming up next. So what's next on your list?
Next one is Batman Begins.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this one's number 5. This is one is about solidly in the middle. The only reason it is this low on the list is because the next 4 I consider to be such good movies that I can't put them lower, right?
Right.
So this isn't like a. In fact, none of the. I would rather watch The Dark Knight Rises every day for the next year than have to watch Sinners like once a month or maybe ever even again, right? Like
No, dude, totally. No, yeah. Again, it's like Christopher Nolan is a better than most filmmaker, and even his worst movie is better than anyone else's best movie, which
yes.
arguably people say is Sinners, and Sinners was a shitty movie. I'm sorry, it was a terrible movie. It was not a good movie. People saying how great it is. It's not a good movie, dude.
Not a good movie.
And again, people are talking about this year, saying how terrible Anora was last year. People forgot. Oh, what? Who won? Anora, a Snora. No one cares. No one knows. No one cares, right? And they talk about, oh wow. Does anyone talk about how great Anora was? Have you heard that
No.
before? No. Why?
I didn't even know about it before you told me
Because it
about it.
sucks. Because the movie sucks, and yeah. Anyway, okay. So
So
Nolan,
Batman
like we'll
Begins.
both admit that Nolan doesn't make a bad movie, right? He doesn't make a
No.
terrible movie. So no matter what it is on our list here, it's still a better than most film, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Okay.
Batman Begins, I really do like the movie. I kind of went into it a little bit earlier, right? Like the themes of kind of like the conflict between Ra's al Ghul and the League of Shadows versus Batman kind of and you know inspired by his dad, right? Who like was actually written as like a good character instead of written cynically or something, right? And I think that it's an interesting idea because even the idea because this is the movie where Batman is set up, right? And he puts up his rules, which is he'll be a vigilante up to the point of arresting people or stopping them, but he's not going to kill people.
Right. Right.
And I find that very interesting, and they don't really go into internally why Batman feels that way too much, right? But I think that they do such a good job with Liam Neeson and his vision of the world that you see kind of intuitively where that path leads when you start making yourself the judge, jury, and executioner.
Right.
Right? Where it's because Ra's al Ghul basically does that for the city of Gotham. And like there are good people in Gotham. There's a bunch of pardon my French, but shitheads. but there's a
Yeah.
bunch of good people too. And like, do the good people deserve to get killed while hyped up on super LSD? Like,
Well, maybe, but no, 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 no.
but Batman's not going to be the one to judge that,
No,
right?
yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Batman's not the one.
And Cillian Murphy, I actually was sad that I didn't see more of him in Dunkirk. I might have ranked it higher if I did. Um, but he
Mm,
did great in that movie too. Like he is one of my favorite actors, and he does a great job as Scarecrow. He
right,
plays it straight. He acts scared when he's supposed to. He acts cocky when he's supposed to. He makes a great villain, and he's like in a way he's like the opposite of Ra's al Ghul, right? Ra's al Ghul is like a ninja hitman vigilante dude and who like lives out in the shadows, and Scarecrow slash Cillian Murphy is like a psychologist bureaucrat. Like he's
right,
like, yep, send them to me. Hope they're crazy. All right, lock them up.
right, right. Yeah, it's as simple as that. Yeah, yeah. No, no, that makes. I mean, Scarecrow was. I feel like they could have done more. They should have done more with Scarecrow. That's my big thing with
Mm.
the villain in Batman Begins, because you know, like Scarecrow, if you watch the animated series, it is so good. Scarecrow is incredible. Scarecrow's the freakiest, like the freakiest, uh, freakiest villain, because he messes with your mind, and people's minds are all mess. They think like, oh my gosh, I'm thinking this thing, that thing, the other thing, and Scarecrow is really, I don't know, it's a really good villain. But the way they did it in Batman Begins, it wasn't the way it was in that animated series. It was a different type thing. And to me, it wasn't as villainous, right? Because you could have really had a guy dressed as a Scarecrow really just say, mess with their minds, saying like, "Oh, you thought it was this, but it's this," right? I don't know. It's like you could have really messed, but Batman Begins to me is like is it's the bottom of the barrel for me. Christopher Nolan, it's the bottom of the barrel. That
Really?
was yeah. Oh, that's the bottom dweller
Wait,
territory.
even more so than Dark Knight Rises?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, no. Like Dark Knight Rises, he was at least more polished, and he can come up. Like Dark Knight Rises is actually more entertaining, but Batman Begins, it's just with the Scarecrow, he tried with it, but he didn't do it. He didn't execute it that right. The
I
villain,
think that part of the reason for that, if I have to take a guess, is I think that he was trying to make this Batman trilogy far less campy and far more grounded in like gritty realism. And I
yeah,
think that like that, if and I think it would be I think if I had to get and try and mind read Christopher Nolan is if I'm gonna have Scarecrow, it's going to look very strange in like a normal real world scenario to have a dude running around dressed like a scarecrow.
right. But well, at the same time though, it's like what you have a dude running around dressed as a Joker, as a jester, right?
I
It's the
think he
same
kind of
thing. It's
gave
the
up the
same thing.
realism a little bit
Yeah, you
by
have
the
to give it.
second
It's
one.
Batman, dude. It's Batman. You gotta give it up, right? You have to. And like for this, it could have been Batman Begins. Could have been Scarecrow. Could have been an incredible character. If you look at the animated series, dude, Scarecrow is like the best villain. It is so haunting how he messes with. Okay, I gotta have a cat running. Yeah, see this cat. It's so haunting seeing that seeing that character go through this. And I mean, like Joker, incredible villain. Bane could have been a great villain. They could have made Bane a great villain for Dark Knight Rises, but he didn't. He's a Robin Hood. He's like, oh, you the people. It's like, oh, I'm so scared. We got Robin Hood as the bad guy for Batman, right? It's like, oh, this is
And he
it.
doesn't. It's like he doesn't really even do that much. If I'm being honest, like
He doesn't do
He
anything.
frees
He doesn't do
some
anything.
felons. He rides a motorcycle with a like a laptop. He one hit KO's Batman, which by the way, like there's nothing established that Bane is super strong. Like he is strong. Like he's like you said, he's jacked and like he overpowers people in fights. This is Batman we're talking about. This dude has been shot, hit by cars, like falling off of buildings. Like he
Yeah.
has like super hard like armor. Like he is like a 20th degree black belt ninja. And it's just like bam, and it's like it. I get it. It's supposed to be trying to recreate the moment and like the comics and the cartoon where Batman does get his back shattered by Bane, because that does happen. It just feels like it's not earned, and it like brings the climax of the movie to halfway through, and then we have to wait until the end.
Yes. Yeah, you said it perfectly. And what the difference between Rises and Dark Knight is Dark Knight has a clear villain, a clear person who's terrorizing Gotham City, and there's a clear goal for the end, trying to get to the end. And then but Dark Knight Rises, it's like, oh no, we have a villain who wants to create an earthquake underneath the Pittsburgh Steelers football
And
stadium.
also, regardless of if they take the city or not, they're going to nuke it anyway. Why? If you have the city, why are you going to nuke it?
Yeah, right, exactly. So again, so it's like, oh, well, just nuke it now. I don't know. So I'm just like, just nuke it now. What are you waiting for? Like nuke it, and then like you have Bane, who's probably the worst villain ever. It's played by Tom Hardy, who's one of the greatest actors, if not the greatest actor of all time. I think Tom Hardy's an incredible actor of our age. But he didn't have much to do here. And normally in the comics, he had huge steroids. He was able to like use this
Oh,
huge
that was
muscle.
Tom Hardy?
Yes, that was Tom Hardy. You
I
didn't
didn't
know
even
that?
know because of the
You didn't
stupid
know that?
mask.
Yes,
No.
it was the
What
mask.
what
Dude,
a waste of a great
dude.
actor.
Exactly, and that's my thing. Is like they could have really utilized him, and if he was on roids, they could have really, dude. Imagine him on roids,
Dude,
like,
if
dude.
you don't even need that. Just take him from Mad Max Fury Road and put him in Gotham against Batman. Like there is a scene in Mad Max where he's like, "I'll be right back," and he goes into the fog, and then you just hear ba 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 ba, ah, phew, and then he walks back out, and you're like, I don't even know what he did, but he just
I know
destroyed
he
20
killed
guys.
killed somebody. Well, like, look, he could have done they if they actually did the steroids for him, it would have been huge. It really would have been. And maybe for a comic book, it would have been too much for Nolan. But like, look, if they made him be this big, huge, roid raged out villain, dude, that's huge. Like, that's a great villain. That's a great villain right there. Just as Scarecrow, where you could have made Scarecrow this really great conniving guy who uses psychological gas on his people to twist their minds. There's a lot of substance there, right?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I no, it's true. I saw because I looked up Tom Hardy just to get a. 'Cause I don't know people by name very well, and he was also in Peaky Blinders with Cillian Murphy, and he plays a wonderful character there too. No, I hear ya. I guess it's like the is it
We're
which is
talking about
worse?
Nolan here. We're talking about
I
Nolan
know.
here.
Well, you got
Okay,
me on
okay.
Tom Hardy.
I know, I know,
Um,
I know, Justin.
so like, but
Yeah,
like, I
yeah,
guess
yeah.
the question is this: is which is worse? Like, I guess is it worse to make Scarecrow boring, or is it worse to make Bane lame? Because that's kind of what it comes down to,
Scarecrow
right?
boring or Bane lame? Bane lame, dude. Both sucks, dude. I don't like either one of them. Both sucks because it's like,
but
dude,
but
you can do something really interesting with a Scarecrow. you could really do something interesting with the Scarecrow, and you could do something really interesting with Bane, right? Or you could do something very bland with Scarecrow. Oh, he was a Scarecrow. Okay. And then Bane. Oh no. Oh well. He was a WWE wrestler. Now he's not taking his drugs anyway. Never mind. Here he is. It's like, dude. Yeah, you can make him as lame as you want if you want to, right? Like you could really, but you could make them really interesting too.
I will say this. Once again, despite those flaws, both of those movies are still really good movies. Because
Dark Knight
just because
Rises
everything,
and Batman Begins.
yes, because
Okay.
it has so much that makes up for the weaknesses that it's still I say classify as like really good movies, but no, I get what you're saying. That's interesting though. Okay, so I think we're gonna have some debate on this one too.
All right.
My
Let's
number
hear it.
4
Uh oh. Okay, I'm just having them. Okay. All right, here we go.
is
What is
it
it?
Interstellar.
Oh God. Oh
And I know we've talked a little bit about this before.
God. Did you hear that sigh into your ears?
and and I will say, and this is why, is
I will say
because
this: the movie
I will
sucks.
what?
It sucks.
No.
It sucks, man.
No.
It's his worst. That's the bottom for me. Interstellar is his worst by far. It's not close. It's not close. It's his worst by far, and it's not close.
Okay, well I have a question for you.
Okay, all right.
Are you like big into sci-fi at all?
I love sci-fi.
Okay, that's interesting because that movie is what's the one with I think it's Sandra Bullock where she's an astronaut that gets basically tries to get back to Earth from the International
Yes.
Space Gravity,
Gravity.
right?
Yeah, that's a phenomenal movie. George Clooney.
Okay, yeah, that movie's great, and
I
I would if
love
I
that movie. I love that
but
movie.
the
I love
reason why
Gravity, starring Sandra Bullock and George Clooney.
and I love that too. It's just I guess for me it's like Interstellar has it seems like a sci-fi movie, like on the sci a little bit more, right? Because like they're like talking about the effects of a dissipating O3 layer and like the effects that would have on weather and like the like the spaceship at the end where they're like have a colony spaceship world and like talking about like seeing like the effects of relativity in terms of time when they move from inside of like gravity wells of giant planets and like when they're on them and when they're not. I don't know, it just it seems like a real movie about people really trying to explore outer space.
Okay.
And I like that. Plus, I also like what's his name who plays the lead.
Oh, you like McConaughey?
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey. I just like him as an actor. I don't know why he's not even like the best actor or anything. I just enjoy him.
I like him a lot too. I love Matthew McConaughey. He's one of my favorites, dude.
All right, tell me why you dislike this movie the most. Then I want to hear your reasons.
Well, it's not that I dislike. It's not that I dislike the movie the most. It's just it's his weakest attempt at making a movie.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what I see. And again, we already said Chris Nolan movies. I'd rather see a Chris Nolan movie than any other movie that comes out. Right, so he's a better than most film director, creator, and everything. And
It's
again,
Interstellar or it's Avatar, Fire and Ice, and that's all you get.
exactly. And I'm gonna see Interstellar, dude. I will see Interstellar every single time, and I will say that. My biggest thing with the Interstellar is okay. I'll give you my biggest thing.
All right.
I'll just spoil it. Okay, my biggest
Hit me
thing.
with it.
All right, her whole thing was they're like, well, why do we need to go look for so and so who's out there in outer space? And she goes, because love.
All right, yeah,
Love.
that part was the
She's
weakest part.
she's like, love, love is the biggest thing that could ever happen. And because love I need because of love. And I'm just like,
All right, I will admit that part
thank
where love is the answer to time
Yeah,
travel
love is
was
the
pretty
answer to
bad.
time travel? No, it's not the answer to time travel. You imbecile. You idiot.
That was the part of the equation you didn't account for,
Yeah, she's
Tremaine.
like, love. She's like, love. I'm like, shut up. Oh, yeah. I'd be like, the rest of the people on the mission be like, sorry, bitch. We're not going on your stupid love mission. We're staying here. Okay. We're doing what we need to do. All right. Like, sorry, bitch. Sorry. Again, that's where, like, to me, that movie jumped ship because it was just like, oh, love is the universal language. It's like, okay, yeah, I get that. Yes, it is. But we're not about to go across the galaxy to go find this guy who you say all of a sudden that you're in love with, which you might not even be in love with. Like for hell, all we
Yeah,
know.
that is the thing. Is like in that. All right, I will say this. That is where the movie breaks down. I up until that movie, or up until that part, the movie is amazing. That part's pretty weak.
And I agree. I agree with you on that. Like again, yeah, again, it's really strong up to. But at that point, it's like, dude, come on. You know, you have to have a point. There's a point where like, oh yeah, love. It's like, dude, no, no, I'm sorry, dude. Like, sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, if I'm Canadian, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you just spontaneously transform into Canadian?
You're right. I'm so sorry.
Sorry about that.
I'm so sorry about that. It's like, dude, it doesn't work that way, guys. It does not work that way.
You
And
can't
again,
solve math with love. That's true.
no, you can't. And I'm sorry. It's like, bitch, I don't give a shit who you're in love with. We're not going anywhere out of the galaxy for your stupid lover who you say you love. You know, it's just
Well, it was her dad, not her lover, but
whatever.
same
Same thing.
dip.
Same thing. Same thing. Dad, lover. But it's like, dude, my whole family would have been like, dude, no, don't go
Goodbye,
out.
Tremaine.
Yeah, dude, they'd be like, Tremaine, if I'm outside the galaxy and you have to try to find me, don't do it. It's like, go to just accept that I'm gone, and that's it. It's like, dude, I would say the same thing about my kids. I'm like, look, if I'm halfway across the galaxy, I'm gone. All right, guys, say la vie, say goodbye.
Yeah, it is really because it does kind of suck too because like it does feel like a little bit like a cop out because all right, so they fly through the black hole, right?
Of
Which is a
course they
little
do.
weird,
Yes.
but I'll suspend my disbelief, which is kind of harder in a movie that's supposed to be like kind of actually having real mathematical
Well,
concepts.
and that's another thing where they claim to be all real mathematical, and then they all of a sudden they're like, well, you know, like they have. It's like, dude, what you can't have your cake and eat it too. It's like, look,
Yeah,
say you suspend your disbelief with this movie, and there are some mathematical choices in this movie that you can choose, and right. But like most of it is not mathematical and it's all we try to make it scientific, but it's more philosophical questions, right? Like say it what it is. Just say what it is, right?
yeah, it's you know. All right, I'm just gonna say it, and this is gonna sound kind of silly, especially because a lot of my takes are a lot more analytical, I guess. I enjoy the different planets they go to and the different concepts on them, and that's my favorite part of the movie. The ending, yeah, it's pretty weak. I like the visuals of like the big spiral city because it reminds me of like sci-fi game series that I really like. Um, and it's probably potentially realistic in the sense of like you may have to have some sort of weird spiraling city ship because that's how you create gravity, right? Is by
Okay.
spinning. Um, but yeah, the whole flying into a black hole, which then turns into a future human time construct, which then he can give the answer to the equation that will allow them to travel into space, which is love, does start to crumble a little bit.
Right. As soon as it's love, it's like love, and then her performance, love is the only thing. I'm like, all right, bitch. Like, okay, I don't give a shit who your boyfriend is. Like, you know, let's just go. Let's just leave. If they're saying like, oh, we need to find the thing that's out there, and the only thing that could, is hope. Like, hope is the only detractor. But they're like, oh, love is the only thing. This is why we have to go find my boyfriend. My ex-boyfriend is out on a special planet. It's like, you
Well,
know
and
what?
it's and here's the problem for me is like I think you touched on this when you said like kind of sci-fi versus philosophy, right? Because as a fellow Catholic,
Yes.
we believe that God is love, and God is basically the
God is
ultimate.
Catholic. No, just kidding. Okay, just kidding. But he is.
Hey,
But
you're gonna
okay.
get all your Christian friends mad
Hey,
at
let's
you
get
that
some comments here on the. Is God Catholic? Leave it in the comments below. Okay.
do you hate us now? Leave me Instagram.
All right.
Um, no, but it's like the whole. It's kind of like divine simplicity thing of like God is love, and God is outside of creation, so all things ultimately reflect back to Him. And I do kind of feel, and I feel like this is a common thing. I don't know if Christopher Nolan is Christian or whatnot. It doesn't, I guess, really matter. But it's like you'll see these kind of like Christian philosophic theological concepts. They get filtered into the mainstream, and it's kind of like the Santa Claus effect. It's like it. Aside from the fact that Saint Nicholas of Myra actually existed, right? Santa Claus was a real man.
Right.
Um,
A real man.
but but aside from that, is like the Santa Claus in pop culture is basically Jesus, right? Like he sees all things, he judges you, he
Right.
gives you gifts, he has eternal love and forgiveness, basically. Like he's basically just like materialist Jesus. And I feel like the real thing, because when I watched it the first time, it didn't make sense, and I just moved past it. I watched that movie a couple more times, and I really do get the feeling that like the real answer that Christopher Nolan is meaning to say is basically that the answer to this this mathematical problem is basically the nature of God, right? Of like basically time, like some factor that allows you to understand things that are beyond material so that you can basically break the material space to travel in space. But I don't think Christopher Nolan either wants to call it God or he's wussed out.
Or is it
Uh,
scared to call it God? You think?
Yeah, right. Like, because that would definitely be far more polarizing than just saying love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
I don't know.
Of
What do
course.
you
Yeah.
think about that theory?
It's a good theory. I think it is a good theory, and I do think he is Christian, but I don't think he's outwardly spoken about that. And that would be interesting to hear if he is or not, because it would make a lot more sense with what he's trying to do. But when I recently watched Inception. I was rewatching Inception. I've seen it so many times, but and getting his thing, and Inception is a lot like The Dark Knight, and you feel when you get a certain director like Christopher Nolan, you get that notion where, oh, I'm watching a Christopher Nolan movie, I'm watching a Alfred Hitchcock movie, I'm watching a Stanley Kubrick movie, I'm watching a Tremaine Hayhoe movie, right?
Yep.
So it's like, so when you see that signature, there's a lot of behind the main character scenes, walking to a whole scene with Inception. Everything's serious, everything's over the top. Oppenheimer was really like the quintessential of all that, where they really just it was just they just did everything. It was every Nolan trope in the book, and they put it in there, and it's all talking, and it's not his best movie, but right, but they did it, you
It
know.
still is a Christopher Nolan film.
Yeah, exactly, and you could see it, but you haven't seen it yet, right? Or have you seen it, Uncanny? Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it yet. That was going
Okay,
to be on the list if I had more time, but sadly
yeah,
we
but
were.
it's okay. But it's just like, it's, Following is a good C. I would recommend watching that. It's 1998. Uh, it's his first movie. But yeah, we talked about Interstellar. Batman Begins. All right, what's your next movie?
Okay. Um, the next movie is like it's actually funny. You already kind of transitioned into talking about it, is Inception. So that's my number three.
Nice,
Um,
nice,
oh,
nice, nice.
okay. I apologize. I totally screwed up my list, and I had I had a movie twice, so it's actually my number two. All right.
Confession.
I know. Mea
All right,
culpa,
guys.
mea
Hey, by the
culpa.
way, guys, Aloha Bitch rideshare mug. Get it right now. He just got it. He just got it, Mr. Uncanny himself got it, and he will have it in live streams coming up from next Friday. And I'm getting my samples, so I'll be getting my samples too. So we'll all compare.
And
He's
I got the
already
water bottle.
and he got the water bottle. Oh my gosh, what a guy, guys! What a guy. He's got the water bottle. You can get the water bottle here right now. It is
I can
awesome.
stay hydrated with my own water now instead of taking water from strangers in Uber, and I can beat them up if they try and give me gummy bears.
Right, exactly. And you can't eat gummy bears if you're wearing that thing over your face. So,
That's what you
right?
think.
Well, exactly. That's what I hope. I hope you can eat both. Hoping that. Okay, so we have the official movie night podcast mug coming out. That's out right now. So you can get that right now. You can also get the snapback hat, and you can get the polo Adidas Sport. Now that's kind of expensive. $53 is a lot. It's a lot of money, but yeah, I mean it's an Adidas Polo Sport uh thing that you can get. So, anyway.
Go
Anyway,
get
so
your
I'm
swag.
get your swag. I'm slowly but surely going to get rid of all the rest of my all clothes and everything and replace it with clothes that I have to sell. So, why not, right?
Yeah, I like the Hayhoe hat.
See? Thank you. This is an old one. I mean, this is a terrible dad hat. I don't want to sell this one just because yeah, just because like I don't want to sell anything that I wouldn't wear myself, even though I am wearing
You're
this.
actively wearing it?
I'd only wear this. I'm only wearing this because the only Hey-Ho hat that I have right now, I'm gonna get the Snapback hat and I'll be wearing that and it'll be a lot better. So
Okay.
anyway, it's all about the brand. Okay, at any rate. All right, we're talking about Christopher Nolan movies, right? And you
Yes.
said, what did you say?
My number two is Inception.
Okay, number 2. But where are you at right now? What's your number 3?
I totally wrote a movie twice, so my number three was Interstellar, and my number two is Inception.
And we talked about Interstellar already, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So Inception. Um,
All right. So your number 2 movie is Inception.
yes.
Okay. All
And
right.
I love this movie. This
Nice.
movie is amazing. It is it has, I mean, in my opinion, it really has everything. It has good characters, it has a plot that has a nice pacing of action, suspense, planning, action, suspense, planning. Um it it has the cool sci-fi stuff, it has the cool visual stuff, it has the philosophical questions. Like it basically has it all, right? This is, I would say that with the exception of my number one movie, which we'll get into is later, is it is peak Nolan. And
Oh yeah.
I just love, I mean, even the actors, they all work well together, right? Each of the this movie is fundamentally a heist movie with some action and some philosophy. Like
Yeah.
that's basically what it is. And here's the thing. I don't like a lot of heist movies because they a lot of them follow very similar plots, right? So like sometimes you'll get a heist movie where like there's really good characters, right? Like I think the Italian Job with Norton, um, like I like that, but that's because I really like a lot of the actors and I like him as a villain, right? But like this movie has like a great cast of actors, but it's unique enough because of the sci-fi kind of like magic system, right? Is like the dreams and like the dream levels. And it's interesting because I went through a period of studying like Freud and Jung. And so like Nolan straight up takes the idea of the common unconscious, right? Where it's like basically an unconscious that we share as humans that is beyond just us individually, right? The collective unconscious, and makes it into a literal world, like four dream layers deep, and you basically hit, I mean, I think Leo actually says you hit bedrock, right? And
What does bedrock mean? What does that mean?
that is like you move past all individual kind of minds and subconsciousnesses to get down to what is something that is basically like the foundation of of like your psyche, right? So like when they get down to like, so in the movie there's the main dream sequences, right? Is you're on, they're on an airplane, right? And they drug Cillian Murphy, and they go into the first level of dream, which is they're in a city, right? So the first level of dream is they're in a city, basically like New York, and it's raining. They pick him up in a cab, and then he has mind guards that basically is his subconscious is trained to seek out people in manipulating him. They get trapped and then in a warehouse, and then they drive off the bridge, right? Then they're in level two. Dream level two is they're in that hotel where they basically, what's his name, has to blow the dynamite and then try and wake them up right at the right time because they have to sync it all together. Level three is that they're in that snow, they're on the snowy mountain and the snowy base, and
Mm-hmm.
they're basically trying to get Cillian Murphy. They're trying to incept him to think that his dad loved him and wanted him to pave his own path instead of taking over his corporate empire, right? Because that's what their whole goal is. Then they go one level deeper because I forgot somebody's dying at that third level. So they get to the fourth level dream, and it's just ocean and sand
Mm-hmm.
and all these buildings that Cobb and his dead French wife built together when they were like escaping the world, right? In their
his
dream
de-
world.
right, his poor dead French wife. Okay. Anyway. All right.
So I love that he obviously Christopher Nolan had read up on Jung and was playing with the idea of the collective subconscious. And I love the idea of like the thing that like dreams are fantastical and amazing, right? Like I've had lucid dreams. I'm sure that you probably have. I'm sure at some
Oh yeah.
point a lot of people have, right? And when you realize you're in a dream, you have a certain sense of power, right? Because you're like, well, I'm not just on the ride. I realize that I control the physics that the ride is going to use. And then I usually wake up shortly after that, right? But like if you could explore that, that sounds amazing. You
Right.
basically can become a god of your own dream world.
Right. Yeah. Have you ever like with it within lucid dreaming when you become aware that you're in a dream? Have you done that where you have all these powers and you could fly and you could do all these things? Have you done that yet?
No, I
Okay.
haven't gone quite
Oh
full
man, because
Inception, but
I have, and it's so much fun. It's like I was in a dream, and I knew I was in a dream, right? So I'm in a dream, and I'm in this spiral staircase, and there's people walking up. There's like some enemies walking up uh, above me in the spiral staircase. But I knew I had magic powers. Okay, again, we're talking about a dream here. I knew I had magic powers, so I just went like that, and then the guys fell down into the middle of the pit of the of the
yeah,
spiral
exactly.
staircase. Right, and then I flew, and then I was flying, and like I knew I could fly, so I've learned how to fly in a dream and everything, and it is cool. It's cool.
It is.
It is very
But
cool. Have you
but
flown in a dream? Have you learned how to fly in a dream?
I have, but most of my dreams have been pretty not fun. So like I mostly dream about things like tsunamis, crashing down upon me, and like I dream a lot about things like I'm in my childhood house and it's all raggedy and ruined, and then there's fields of black widows trying to break in and kill me. Like,
Have you ever Have you ever had a dream where you have you ever had a dream where you lost all your teeth?
yeah, yes, yep, not
Okay,
pleasant.
I had that dream 2 nights ago. So you know,
Oh,
just so you know.
do you need to go to the dentist, or is everything
No, I
okay?
just went to the dentist last week, but I guess I looked into it and it's like you're shedding your old self, and it's kind of like baby teeth when you lose your baby teeth.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So
You're like a
I'm like,
lizard.
exactly. I'm a lizard. I'm like a leper. I'm a leper. At any rate, okay. We're talking about
But
Christopher
yeah,
Nolan. Okay, Uncanny. Come on, stay on topic here, Uncanny.
I
Jeez,
am, I
what is your
am. But like,
problem?
but
What is your
my point,
problem?
but my point is this, right? Is like, is that that sounds fantastical, but then Christopher Nolan shows like through like the whole thing with his kids and like how because Cobb, right, the main character Leo DiCaprio, he incepted his wife to want to stay in the dream world, right? Stay in the fantasy. And that literally led her to kill herself. So I like
Did
that
she
there's
do
this,
that? Did she do that?
she did. Well, that's the whole plot of the movie, if you recall, is she has herself. So he incepts her to believe that this the reality I'm in right now is not real and I need to wake up, right?
Yeah.
And then because she doesn't want to wake up, her whole thing is she wants to stay in their collective subconscious dream world, being basically like gods, right? But none of it's real. And like in the real world, they have actual kids and like family and like a life, right? And so he to get her to leave the dream world of like the fourth level down, he incepts her to believe that her current reality is not real. And then they wake up, right? And then she's awake, but she still is incepted to think that her real life is not her real life. The real life is in the fantasy life now. So it's the classic like kind of Greek tragedy, right? Of like is Cobb tries to intervene on kind of like some like in some way, and it backstabs, it stabs him in the back, right? So so she offs herself because she thinks that in order to go back to being real, she has to basically die, right? Which is one of the
Which is all
ways that you
true. Which is
can
all true, by the way. Which is
as
all true.
I disavow disavow, and this is why the I have my terrorist mask on. But so but so that's kind of what happens, and so it goes to it's like Nolan kind of is showing the consequences of trying to live in a fantasy, and that the real world with the it's where it's really messy and nothing is perfect, and you have real responsibilities. That's the world that you need to strive to be in, because living in a fantasy will just make you go crazy and then die, right? Like that, and that's not wrong, right? Like
Right.
one of the things that like I'm this year, so I'm big into video games. I this past month and a half since New Year's, I haven't played video games at all, not once, not a
Wow.
phone
Good
game,
job.
not
Good
a
job.
computer game. Thank you. This is the longest I've ever been in my life without playing video games, and I've been far more productive in my work, in my hobbies, and joining you than I ever have. Basically, whenever I'm like playing a lot of video games are fun and they're an escape. But what happens if they take over your life is like things start to fall apart.
What
You lose
happens
those
when video games take over your life?
in a world where video games are your life.
One man named Uncanny, wearing some terrorist outfit, is is
Disavow.
he's him against the world. It's Uncanny against the world. Coming this summer, one man, one river, one body of water. Uncanny is putting his sunglasses on and says, "I'm a badass." coming, coming this summer.
I like the sunglasses. They're I got them actually specifically for this, but I also like to be able to see and
Yeah, right. Yeah, I
you
hear
know.
that. I hear that. Yeah. No, I wear contacts, so that's why I'm wearing my sunglasses.
Oh, look at me. I'm fancy
Yeah, I
Tremaine with
know.
my
Yeah,
fancy
well, I need
contacts.
laser vision. If you want me to be really fancy, I'll get laser vision. I want to get that at some point. It's
I have
probably
a
maybe in
I
like
have a
10
laser
years.
pen if you want.
Okay, well, yeah, you can laser. You can laser your you can laser your ass with that, Bucko. Okay, all right. So let's
Uh,
keep going with our list.
all right. So that's Inception. I
That's number
love it.
two. That's number two for
It's
you.
great. Number 1, The
Can I
Dark
guess?
Knight.
Can I guess what it is?
Sure.
The Dark Knight.
It's The Dark Knight. Good
Wow,
job.
I'm so good. I'm so good.
I mean, I may or may not have just blurted
You
out at the
did well.
beginning
You
of the
did say it at the
podcast,
very beginning, the whole podcast. You did say that. Well, of
but
course, and
maybe people forgot by now.
okay. Spoiler alert. That's my number one. It's my number one as well. That movie came out, and I was like, dude, this movie is a defining movie in this generation. As soon as it came out, like I came out and saw it, and I saw it at a midnight screening, and we had standing ovations. People were gasping at the Joker, and it was just incredible. And not just because of the Joker, but like it was just I just knew it was the best movie of the decade. It came out in 2008. I'm like, okay, this is the best movie I've seen ever. Like, bar none. It's so good. It is so good, and it holds up.
Yep. I saw it. I think that the last time I saw it was probably about 3 years ago. Because I don't rewatch the trilogy all the time, and I can't watch the middle movie of a trilogy. Um,
Shame on you.
I know, I
Shame.
know.
Shame.
Shame. But I will say though, when I watched it again, it holds up, and it's just partly it's so good because Heath Ledger just did such a phenomenal job. I mean, he is. I would say the Joker is probably one of the best villains. It definitely in the top 10, if
No,
not maybe top
no, he's
5.
not. He's not one of the best. He's not one of the best.
He's
He
the
is
best.
the best. He is the best. He is, dude. He is. Objective. I mean, I haven't seen better. Honestly, in all the movies, I have not seen better. Name one better. Don't say Thanos. It's not fucking Thanos. All
No,
right.
I was gonna say Jenny, but
Jenny. Jenny. So
she's a pretty
sorry,
good villain.
Jenny. Sorry, Jenny.
Uh,
Sorry.
um,
But yeah, no. In terms of villains, like Joker takes the cake. Heath Ledger. I mean, I'm trying to think of a better one. I can't think of one. You know, you can research it one.
well, I mean, the thing is like it kind of depends a little bit, like because the thing that makes a villain good is his or her relationship to the protagonist, right? So like for example, like this. You could have somebody who wears a Darth Vader suit, right? Let's say that in 5 million years when Lucasfilm loses the rights to to Darth Vader and I can make a movie with Darth Vader in it. I could have a guy in a Darth Vader suit and he may look the part, but if I write him to be completely different, whatever, right? It's the antagonist is good insofar he challenges and complements the protagonist, and like the reason why people love like Darth Vader is because of his relationship with Luke. Is like Darth Vader is this cold, like mechanical, like efficient killing machine that's completely cynical, right? And Luke is this like adventurous, kind of sarcastic, adventure-y, young man who wants to go and is idealistic and wants to go be a hero for the sake of being a hero, right? And so those two things interplay, and their relationship makes those interplays even better because to the end, Luke's almost naive idealism ends up turning Darth Vader's cynicism because he's just believes in him so much that Darth Vader believes in himself, right, to be good. At the end, so I Joker is amazing, right? So I can't necessarily say that Joker is better than Darth Vader in some ways, but he for his part, he that's why he's like I said, at least in the top five, because the way that he interacts with Batman is like he doesn't want to just make money. He doesn't care about money.
No,
He
he doesn't.
doesn't want power.
Right.
He just wants enough power to
Chaos.
do.
He wants
Yeah,
chaos. Yeah.
he doesn't want power for the sake of power. He wants power so that he can, pardon my French, F with Batman.
Yeah.
Like he literally says at one point, "You complete me." Right?
You
Like
complete me.
it's true.
I love that.
And
And it's so good, dude. It's so good.
it is. And it's like and there is this part where Alfred starts to talk to Batman, and he's basically saying like, you like the gangs have like a gun, and so you develop tools to take them down. Then they get machine guns, and then you take them down some other thing, and eventually it just keeps ramping up this game of cat and mouse, right? Or this like kind of evolutionary battle of like basically like for the like power, right, and the ability to defeat each other, and you finally spawn Joker, who is like Joker is not he doesn't want to kill people, he wants to make people kill each other.
Hmm. Right. Yeah. He wants to aggravate them enough to spur them to do that on their own.
And like Batman cares about people's lives, right? Like that's why he even refuses to kill the criminals. Joker doesn't even care about his own life.
Right.
Like Joker throws himself into danger constantly. There is like a dozen times in that movie where Joker easily could have been killed if a plan went slightly awry.
Well, I love that. It's like, you want to kill me? Oh, you don't want to kill me. And it's like he's almost calling his bluff, like saying, you could easily kill me right now. You can kill me, but
He could have dropped him. He dropped him off the building if he hadn't have saved him with the cable. Right? He easily could have just been gone.
easily. But that's what makes him a complex character. And for Nolan, and I think going back to Nolan is good at taking these characters and making them the best they can be. And it's tough when they're his own characters, right? So it becomes something different. Okay, it becomes something completely different where, like, yeah, he's a better than most filmmaker. We went through this, right? He's a better than most writer. He's a better than most, director. But like where he excels is something like Batman. He excels in Batman because it's not his property. He can excel in making something that has already been and it can really accelerate that. That's where he excels.
Yep.
It's not Insomnia. It's not Dunkirk. It's not those movies where he can make good movies out of that, but he can excel from other people's material that, you know, really.
So that's interesting. So I I actually um I just listened to The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli. And there's this one portion where he's talking about advisors, right, to like kings of cities or kingdoms. And he basically says that there's three groups of advisors or like people. There's people who, through their own thoughts and observations, can come up with truths that are hard to grasp, right? So people who can generate critical thought. The second group of people is people who aren't as good at generating critical thought, but they if somebody relays a truth to them, they are able to understand it quickly and understand the implications. And then there's the third group, which are basically idiots who can't generate thought or understand thought. Um, um, but it is interesting you say that because um, from the way we've talked about this, I can garner that you like Batman comic books. Is the theme, especially towards the end of this, is from there's a Batman comic book that I think was turned into a short movie called The Killing Joke, and it's literally is it is the same thing fundamentally, right? Is that Joker basically kidnaps Gordon and
Yeah.
then ruins his life in
Yeah.
the effort to show Batman that goodness, people are only as good as they can be, and every person, even the most virtuous, is one horrific day away from basically cracking into evil. And at the end of that, I don't believe Gordon actually does crack. But that is the same. That's fundamentally the same thing. And it's interesting because Nolan takes us to the next level. Is in a way he instead of it being just being Gordon, he does it both with Harvey Dent and he does it with Batman. Because in order to capture Batman, Batman needs to use that technology that basically hacks into people's cell phones.
Mhm.
And Alfred basically tells him, listen, I can't help you if you're going to be doing this because this is like the NSA on steroids, right?
Right, right. Yeah.
Which, by the way, is
I like
hilarious that
that
he
part. I
put
love that part. Yeah, Morgan Freeman. I love that part.
Oh yeah, it was a Morgan Freeman. That's right. And so like, and Batman makes the choice to not succumb to that, right? And he doesn't kill Joker. He doesn't. He doesn't give in and keep the super spy network thing, right? And he also loses. Uh, he loses Rachel. He tries to save Rachel and he loses her, right? So it's like basically the only person he loves, right? And he still refuses to crack and commit and break his rule of not killing Joker, which is just really interesting that Nolan took that and, like you said, maybe he has some challenges with generating kind of characters on his own to the same level of expertise, but he really understood what that theme was and pushed it to the limit.
Well, and that's the thing is like he doesn't have to come up with the characters. He can just understand them and just
Yes.
create them, and that is what a good director does. And again, I'm not knocking Nolan for that, but it's like a lot of directors have taken the whole character of Batman and not necessarily have they succeeded. Like they
No.
haven't always succeeded, and then also each one has their own take, and Nolan has his own take, and he takes himself very seriously. Okay, he takes himself very seriously. There's very little humor in all of his movies,
Yes.
and but again, they are better than most filmmaker movies, and I'll always recommend a Nolan movie over any other movie of the week or whatever that comes out.
Well, and
And
it's and here's the thing too. I love humor. I mean, we've talked about how much
so do
we've
I, dude.
well,
There's no humor. To me,
no,
I would love more humor in his movies.
but well, this is my point though. Is even though I mean, obviously, we last week we were talking for like 2.5 hours about Adam Sandler movies, basically, right?
Right.
Um, but I will say this: I would generally be in the same camp as you, which is like I like my lighthearted moments or my even dark comedy, right? But with the whole Marvelization of everything, I think that Nolan's movies stand out for the fact that they are serious and they don't feel the need to throw in fourth wall breaking BS humor that's not really funny.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yes, I would much rather not have it than just have it shoehorn in for no reason. Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Like that's kind of what it is. Okay, so we have hit the halfway mark. Guys, go ahead and like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. We're gonna do a quick little break and yeah, just do that right now. Go like.
All right, that's good because I
Like
need to
and
go.
subscribe. It's moving. Studios, feel it right. Click that button, don't think twice. Like and subscribe to watch more. Watch more. Like and subscribe to watch more. Watch more. Movie night from Hayhoe Studios. Like and subscribe. It's movie night. Hayhoe Studios, feel it right. Click that button, don't think twice. Like and subscribe to watch more. Watch more. Like and subscribe to watch more. Watch more. Movie night from Hayhoe Studios. Like and subscribe. It's movie night. Hayhoe Studios, feel it right. Click that button, don't think twice. Like and subscribe to watch more. Watch more. Like and subscribe to watch more. Watch more. Movie night from Hayhoe Studios. Like and subscribe. It's movie night. Hayhoe Studios, feel it right. Click that button, don't think twice. Like and subscribe to watch more. Watch more. Like and subscribe to watch more. Watch more. Movie night from Hayhoe Studios. Like and subscribe. It's movie night. Hayhoe Studios, feel it right. Click that button, don't think twice. Like and subscribe to watch more. Watch more. Like and subscribe to watch more. Watch more. Movie night from Hayhoe Studios. Like and subscribe. It's movie night. Hayhoe Studios, feel it right. Click that button, don't think twice. Like and subscribe to watch more. Watch more. Like and subscribe to watch more. Watch more. Movie night from Hayhoe Studios. Like and subscribe. It's movie night. Hayhoe Studios, feel it right. Click that button, don't think twice. Like and subscribe to watch more. Watch more. Like and subscribe to watch more. Watch more. Movie night from Hayhoe Studios. Like and subscribe. It's movie night. Hayhoe Studios, feel it right. Click that button, don't think twice. Like and subscribe to watch more. Watch more. Like and subscribe to watch more. Watch more. Movie night from Hayhoe Studios. Like and subscribe. It's movie night. Hayhoe Studios, feel it right. Click that button, don't think twice. Like and subscribe to watch more. Watch more. Like and subscribe to watch more. Watch more. Movie night from
All right, we are back, baby. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yes, we take a little break halfway through. You like the graphics? Uncanny?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. Guys, by the way, if you haven't liked us yet, what are you waiting for? Go like us right now. If whether you are
Smash that like button.
smash that like button on YouTube right now. We are live on YouTube right now. Actually, we're pre-recorded, but that's okay. But you also hit that like button on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and iHeartRadio and Amazon Music. So anywhere you get your podcast, guys, follow us, like us, subscribe to us, comment, please. Like debate with us. Come on. We will debate with you.
Tell us how stupid we are in our opinions, and
Yeah,
then
please.
like it, and then recommend the video to your friends so that they can come and comment.
Exactly. Come and comment and how stupid Uncanny's viewpoints are, and and then there you no, I'm just kidding. Or mine. Okay. All right. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Tmaine Hayhoe here from Hayhoe Studios. We are talking about Christopher Nolan's best movies. Okay, so we just talked about. Did we just do your whole list, or
We did, because
okay?
I haven't seen Oppenheimer, Insomnia, Following, or Tenet.
Okay. All right. So that's gonna make it tough for me. That's fine. Okay, it's fine. You
All
just
right, give me your whole list, and then give me a little intro for the movies I haven't seen
No,
about
no,
why.
I will. That's what I'm doing right now, actually. So I'm coming up with the list, the ultimate list. Okay. All right.
The
So I will say we agree. I guess spoiler alert: Dark Knight is my number one. Your number one. We're both in agreement on the number one. And it's not quite fair because you haven't seen half of Nolan movies. I've seen all of them. So I just give myself the pat on the back. It's okay. It's okay. It's no big deal. No big deal. All right. So what I will say is bottom of the list. I'm with you on that. Dark Knight Rises is bottom for me. Dark Knight Rises is it's not his best. It's probably his worst. And it's after he's done his best work. Okay. Um Next up we have Batman Begins. All right. So I was not a big fan of Batman Begins because I don't know. It's just like I'm not a big fan of Ra's al Ghul. I was not a big fan of Liam Neeson in this movie at all. He was just kind of shoehorned in there. I'm just not a big fan of this movie at all. I was not a big fan of Katie Holmes. I didn't like her
Oh,
at
it's
all
his girlfriend,
as Rachel. Dude, no. And
Rachel.
and again, she was not Rachel in the next couple episodes. It was Maggie Gyllenhaal. So it was like
Which was kind of weird when you turn it on. You're like, "Who's this lady?" And then you're like,
exact.
"Oh."
And again, so like I'm gonna be the one to say it. Whatever. Everyone can lambast me. Maggie Gyllenhaal is not as attractive. I'm sorry. She's not. She's not as attractive as a Rachel. She's not. It's Katie Holmes. Katie Holmes is way super cute. Katie Holmes is super cute and deserves to be Rachel. But Maggie Gyllenhaal got the role. So all of a sudden, Miss Piggy is up there and she's. So it's like, it wasn't the same thing. Again, it's not. And like, I give her all the respect. Jake Gyllenhaal is one of the greatest actors that of our generation. I think Jake Gyllenhaal is an incredible actor. Nothing against Maggie Gyllenhaal, who she came on after, okay, and it went black on Uncanny. He becomes ashamed of to be associated with this program, which is fine. Okay, so it is still black on your end, but anyway, so. Yeah, so
Oh, it is?
oh, there he is. Okay, we can see him now. Okay, so I would say following is after that one. So we would say following is his third least best movie, which is actually his first movie.
So what's following about?
It's a person who's following person. A young writer who follows strangers for material meets a thief who takes him under his wing. Yeah.
So it's like Batman, but less exciting?
Exactly. Precisely. Yeah, no, literally. That's what it is. Okay, so here we go. Let's go. All right, here we go. All right. And then it has Interstellar, but I already had Batman Begins. I would put Interstellar down there too as well because it's not his best movie and I don't like that as a movie.
I get it. You hate love, Tmaine. It's all right.
Yeah, I hate love. I hate love. That's what it is. That's what it is. All right, and then I would put Oppenheimer. Honestly, after this, I would put Oppenheimer because Oppenheimer is because you haven't seen it. The thing is, it's a good movie and it's a good you would honestly really appreciate this movie up until a
Because the
certain point.
history stuff.
Because it's history and it's really cool. And it's like, oh, you're Oppenheimer. And how did you come up with those equations? And you're learning about all this. It's actually, I highly recommend this movie. But at the same time, 2/3 of the way in, they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to turn this into a courtroom drama in black and white.
Yeah.
And it's like, sorry? No. Like for me, dude, it would have been his best movie, number one, if they just ended where they ended the movie and not gone into the court case without giving everything away. So it would have been a great movie had they just done that, but they just continued it, and it's like, okay, no, never mind. This is like a bore fest, and I can't actually recommend this movie now, and it's Oppenheimer. I just can't because it's not as good. All right, so coming up next, I would have The Prestige. The Prestige is a fun movie. I will watch it, and it is a fun movie.
But it's
Mem-
not The Illusionist.
it is not. Yeah, exactly. It is not The Illusionist. The Illusionist is a lot better movie. And yeah, watch The Illusionist. Jessica Biel, Edward Norton. It's a great movie. Forget about. All right, Memento is a good movie. For forget about it. Um,
Forget about it.
forget about it. No, it is a good movie. And then we have Dark Knight. I have Dark Knight as my number one. Dark Knight is obviously it's a number one movie probably of all time. Probably of all time. And you can't really discredit this guy because he made this movie, right? It's like he doesn't always make great fantastic films, but when he
But when you make a
does,
movie that good, I mean, it's when you have a high that high, like that's why we still know bands that are one hit wonders, right? Like from like the 80s and stuff. It's like you're if you if you make a movie that good, you deserve to be in the history books. But the fact that he can make multiple movies that are at least in the same range as that movie, and then even his worst movies are still pretty decent or good. It's can I bring up one more thing about the Dark Knight?
yes,
All
yes,
right,
yes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
a,
side busting
it's a,
here.
hey, dude, it's a free reign now, dude. We're 146 in. We got a whole hour left to talk about stuff. So
So okay, so I want to compare the Dark Knight from the Dark Knight Rises, right?
okay,
So
okay.
in the dark in the Dark Knight and in the Dark Knight Rises, you have this thing where Batman so Batman hits the scene, right? And there's like this initial thing that happens that then sparks into this wider conflagration, right? So like in Dark Knight, you have Batman. So besides the fact that you have the scene with like the bank robbery, right? With Joker and his team there that he ends up killing all of them. Is Batman goes out and he fights like a bunch of fake Batmen try and
Oh, that's
fight
right. Yeah,
Scarecrow. And then
right.
he comes in and he's like, these jokers. Right. Like and then it breaks into this like there is somebody worse. Like basically it breaks in this whole thing of like the mafia is trying to get somebody who can take down the Batman because the Batman has been too successful. Right. And in Batman in the Dark Knight Rises, he comes out of his retirement, right, his self-imposed exile. He fixes his leg and goes spelunking again. And then he goes out and he basically is kind of goes after Catwoman and stuff, right? So, and then it turns into the whole wider kind of Bane issue, right? So the difference is this: is that in Dark Knight Rises, you have the mystery of like what is going on in the sewers. He goes in the sewers, he gets his back broken by Bane, and then he gets I don't know, flown out to Eastern Europe, right? Um I don't know how he gets there, but he gets there somehow. Um and then the whole thing is like will like then the whole thing is like oh plot twist they have a nuke and it's gonna explode in 6 months and like will Batman have his back actually healed by a rope and then jump into the freedom, right? But like those aren't real twists, those are just kind of like plot points that either don't make sense or just don't make sense, right? Or like they're like kind of a all right, well you need Batman to be in this movie. It's called The Dark Knight Rises, right? Like of course Batman's not just gonna
Yeah,
like
it's like there's no brainer. Come on, just you can't just
Gotham's
have
not
this.
gonna explode by
Yeah,
nuke while Batman languishes and then dies in a hole in Eastern Europe. Like that's not gonna happen. Whereas in The Dark Knight, you have this Joker keeps assassinating these people, right? And you're like, who's next? And then there's three people. And then you're like, well, how like Rachel gets picked up, Gordon fakes his death, right? Like, but you don't they don't it really is a twist because you expect Gordon to be dead. And then pops out, nope, he outsmarted the Joker. and then the Joker outsmarts them, and then they capture the Joker, and then the Joker was like, "Well, actually, this I had this all basically planned out." So it's this game of like, it's almost like a little bit not realistic to the level that it goes, but it doesn't matter because it really is like a lot of cool twists and turns and mystery. And when Joker gets kidnapped or captured halfway through the movie, you kind of get this feeling like, well, okay, the Joker's kidnapped. What's going to happen now? Right? But then he twists it all and turns it back into more conflict and more interesting action and raises the stakes. And like in The Dark Knight Rises, it's like, okay, so they capture Gotham and Batman's back is broken. Um, well, let's get back to the action in 20 minutes, right? Like you see the difference between those, like it's almost kind of similar in the story beats, but like one is like a mid-movie kind of rest and then jumps into like ever higher stakes, and the other one is like, okay, well, all right, Batman's back is fixed, now we can get back to the movie.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So and and that's what we see as movie makers and Uncanny and Tmaine Hayhoe and Uncanny Christopher Nolan films. We are on the front lines, you guys, talking about movies because we are on Amazon Music now. We are on iHeartRadio. We are on Apple Music and one other yeah,
Spotify.
Spotify. We are on Spotify. Yes, thank you. So we are on Spotify. Guys, if you guys don't know about Hayhoe Studios, go to hayhoestudios.com slash or youtube.com/ Hayhoe Studios. Hayhoe. I make movies. We make movies. We have a movie podcast. We talk about it. Guys, subscribe, please. And also on our Patreon, we just gained a new subscriber on Patreon, which we are grateful for. Thank you so much to the new Patreon subscriber. We won't tell anyone who it is, but you
But it
guys
could be you next.
could be you next, right? It could be you next. We have 2 paid Patreon subscribers. Guys, every single Patreon subscriber goes back to the content and making us better content and better everything that we do. So check out our movies, hayhoestudios.com, and then watch Simp and Rideshare and Cat Town Story and Movie Night, baby. And see Mr. Uncanny live. And in living. Oh wow, he gave his sunglasses. Oh my gosh, good. Live in okay, all right.
That's worth at least $5. Somebody send in a super
Yeah,
chat.
guys, give a super chat. Give a super chat, guys, right here. So all right, guys. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going. So we're at 2 hours for this podcast.
So what's been going on this week in movies? Anything interesting going on?
Well, let me think. Hmm. So Valentine's Day came and went. That's the Valentine's Day that we just experienced. Experience. Um yeah, it was a big Wuthering Heights thing with Margot Robbie.
No, I've never seen
You
that.
know you know what Margot Robbie? She was in Barbie.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
in Suicide Squad.
Yes. Yeah, so she's big in that. That's like the big movie that came out. Okay, what else do we talk about? Well, or do we not talk about? I think we have a good hour and 53 minutes. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Well, I just want to say, since this is kind of like our free for all portion, right? I love Edward Norton as an actor. We talked about him a little bit in because we were comparing The Prestige to The Illusionist, but
The
it's
Illusionist
so,
wins hands down. Sorry.
yes.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean everything from like the quality of the film to the costumes to the plot to and and here's the thing, nothing. I love Hugh Jackman too, and he's great in The Prestige, and like, um, but like Edward Norton, he's funny because he is like one of the least intimidating looking and seeming guys. Like he's kind of like a little bit like a little wimpy kind of guy, right? Like that, like that's just like the aura that he exudes.
yeah.
But
Yes.
he always does play such an interesting character, and he always plays characters that are actually a lot more um like ferocious than the energy that he puts out, right?
I'm. Yeah.
Like in Fight Club, right? It's like the entire thing of Fight Club is that, is like Tyler Durden, right? Is like, oh, Brad Pitt's like this bad AM and effer, right? And like, but in reality it's actually like Edward Norton. Like it's actually it's just him, right? Like because Brad Pitt's character doesn't exist, and like in the Italian Job, right? He's just like this weaselly sort of like, I mean, he really is a snake, right? Like he betrays all the characters, and but he's like he really is ruthless, and Edward Norton does such a good job of playing like somebody that is almost disarming with how, I don't want to say like pathetic, but like he does not seem like a very strong opponent, but but his character is always like a really ruthless and really surprisingly tough as villains.
Awesome. Awesome. And that's what it's all about. Speaking of villains, you look like the ultimate villain. You look like the ultimate Unabomber. You got your mouth is outlined already, and you're going back and forth, and it's like, hey, I don't know what to say. I'm just like looking at you, like, yeah, the
Do you
ultimate
want me to
villain.
go back to the soda can? I mean,
Yeah, no. This is better. Guys, what do you guys think about Uncanny? Guys, are you looking at Uncanny and how great he is?
all
Guys,
right, fine. I'll show my eyes so that I
oh,
appear
his
human.
eyes. Okay, there. Oh, these eyes. These eyes. Oh,
That always reminds me of that scene in Superbad when they're
yes,
at the party.
that's what I was referencing.
Hey, that's
These
the guy's
eyes.
cousin, the singer, the songbird. Sing for us. It's my brother's birthday.
It's my brother's birthday.
And
Yeah.
then the next thing they pop to
He's
is
like,
they're all singing together
he's like, these
while while they're snorting rails.
I'm crying. Okay. Okay, so Uncanny. Okay. So we talked about our Valentine's Day movies. We talked about
Yes.
other movies and Christopher Nolan movies. We both agree. Okay, number one, The Dark Knight. Christopher Nolan has that. That is probably one of the greatest movies, if not the greatest. I don't know. I'm not going to say that quite yet, but it
It's
could be.
pretty darn good.
It's pretty damn good. Like when I saw that movie, I'm like, dude, this movie is so damn good. It is so hard to replicate, and anyone else I think already knows. They're like, oh yeah, god, this movie is so good. It is so good. I'm trying to think of the next big thing, and I want to make the next big thing. That's what I want to do personally,
Yeah.
right? And but we don't know, right? Because a lot of people, Barbie might be their best movie, or uh
What
yeah,
kind of people are you talking to?
well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like, so my new movie. Okay, so my new movie. Okay, all right. Okay,
Yes,
all
sir.
right, all right. Yeah, dude, it is. I'm doing that all like starting tomorrow. All right, starting on Ash Wednesday is all that all the time, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun, but
You starting
I
filming tomorrow?
No, God, no, no, no.
Okay.
Preposition. Jeez, what is wrong with you? No,
I
no,
mean,
no.
just look at me. What do you think's wrong with me?
Yeah,
Everything.
yeah, a lot is right. A lot. No, no. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, we're gonna make a movie, but there's a lot to do between now and actually make a Catholic movie and make it awesome, make it fun, make people have the feels as they watch it, but feel hopeful at the end. That's what I want.
Yeah, man. You wanna go for those happy tears.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. You want them to cry, but it's a
You
happy
want to you
cry.
want to cry because it touches your heart and your soul, and then it makes you reflect on how much you appreciate the people in your lives, and then you cry a little bit more, and then you suck it back into your eye ducts because you're a man, and you don't do that.
Cause
But
you're a man. Cause you're a man. But dude, we're going to do that. Like that. This movie festival, Golden State, Golden Bear Film Festival. Yeah, it's
I'm ready, man. I got it in the calendar already.
great, awesome. Okay, put red carpet in there, and
Well, I got to bring the red carpet.
yeah, no. Put VIP red carpet in there. Exclusive
Oh,
VIP red carpet.
oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not usually VIP. Usually I'm like
Well, get used to it.
MIP,
Guess,
moderately important
get
person.
used to it, motherfucker. Get used to it. You're with
Yeah, man, I'm
me.
excited for you.
It's
That's
gonna be great.
that's gonna be fun.
Well,
And I will
yeah.
I will be an extra if you need an
Okay,
extra.
good. Thank you. I do need one, so thank you. Yeah, I will take you up on that. When people say that, I'm like, I will. Don't joke about that because I will take you up on this.
Oh,
Right?
I've already gotten jazzed up. I think I've convinced my wife to be an extra too.
Okay, good.
But
Yeah,
I
she's
might
gonna
need to
be there
work her
too.
over a little bit more.
No, she's gonna be there too. Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
yeah, she'll be good. Yeah, yeah. I know it's it's gonna be great. But yeah, this whole year. But Christopher Nolan movies, honestly, like he is a better than most film director, and Dark Knight is the best movie, probably of all time. Probably it's up there. I think it's up there,
Oh yeah.
and yeah, I think we both agree on that. And but Dunkirk, I saw that. I saw that a couple of years back, and it's a good movie. It's a great movie. Like he doesn't make a bad movie, right? So
Yep.
Christopher Nolan does not make a bad movie, and we can honestly say that. So, what is your guys' favorite Christopher Nolan movie? We got the Odyssey coming out in the summer, which I'm stoked for. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. What do you
I
guys?
think yeah, I definitely we need to watch and talk about it.
Yeah, we'll watch about it. We'll watch about it. We'll talk about it. We'll watch about it. Yeah, no, we will. Honestly, yeah, we will. And I can't wait because this year's uh movie's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. And we got the Golden Bear Film Festival coming out. Our film festival, and any and all updates we will tell you right here, right now. But it's gonna be a great year for movies. Oh my days. Oh my days.
Yes, sir.
My
Hey,
first.
I want to watch more of your movies too pretty soon. We have to watch bachelor party movies. We have to watch what was it? Bigfoot, Finding Bigfoot,
Yes. Yeah. Yes. It's not called
and
Finding.
number 2.
No, we'll just have to. We'll have to watch. We'll have to watch. Bachelor Party 1 and 2 and the Bigfoot movies. Yes, we will.
Yes.
Okay. All
Wait,
right, you
it's not
guys.
it's not called Finding Bigfoot. What's it called?
It's not called Finding Bigfoot. No. Um.
What,
What?
what's it called?
It's called Bigfoot's Ghost.
There we go.
All right, guys. It's called Bigfoot's Ghost. Guys, tune in. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button if you liked it. Watch more because we are on Amazon Music and Apple and iHeartRadio and everywhere else. Guys, watch it live on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, and then everywhere else, just hit that like button, okay? And follow. All right. Uncanny. What's your last words?
Um, hit that like button, smash subscribe, go subscribe on Patreon, and tune in next Friday.